Yeah. What is going on, everybody? Yo, if you're just joining, this is Lab Notes. I'm talking to the OG, my man Sivion. Just got finished talking about his new record, I'm Good. And we had a question from down in the comments just a little while ago from Anchorman 5. And his question is, what's the best sample you used in your career?
The best sample I used in my career? Oh, goodness. I mean, honestly, I will tell you this, and you can go back to Mood Enhancement, but like one of my favorite artists growing up, my dad was huge into jazz, and so one of my favorite artists growing up was Herbie Hancock. So like he was on that whole like futuristic funk. I mean, he could do the classic straight ahead jazz. He was, ridiculous pianist, but he also would like do that funk fusion, futuristic stuff that was just really dope. So a lot of my earlier production, I mean, if you listen, you'll hear a bunch of Herbie Hancock because to this day, Herbie's like the GOAT for like, funk, jazz, fusion stuff. So, yeah. Did you ever sample Rocket? No. You ever flip it your own way? Nah, because honestly, Rocket's like my least favorite Herbie Hancock joint ever. Probably. That's the one. That's the one that got him. I think that's his most mainstream record. Yeah, that's the one that he blew up. I think he performed that sucker live in the Grammys one year back when I was in like 6th grade or something, and I think it was the first time on the Grammys scratching was ever happened or whatever. So DJ, I think DMX or whoever it was scratching. Everybody's like, what is this thing with the records and what is that? And it was like this big deal. And, but yeah, that's probably my least favorite song of his, but I totally get it, why it blew up. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I was certainly breakdancing to that for sure. Right. Like back in the day with my cardboard, I was breakdancing all day to Rocket. But yeah, Chameleon, that's my jam. Like the whole Headhunter record. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of really dope stuff I love from Herbie Hancock. Well, hopefully we can hear you sample Rocket in a future record. You know what I mean? That way we can see what's happening with it. Same thing. I was gonna say, you gotta, if you haven't done it already, because this is a rite of passage for every producer. You gotta take Nautilus and flip it some kind of way if you haven't already did it yet. So looking forward to that, because Bob James's Nautilus, that is the platform, the gold standard for sampling, right? You gotta be able to flip that. You can't call yourself a producer and not be able to flip Nautilus some kind of way, right? True that. Cool. So what do you have coming up on the horizon? What's new? What's coming out in the near future for you as far as albums and records are concerned? So first off, before I say that, my son Andrew just joined. What's up? He's upstairs making beats with my daughter Ashton. That's dope, man. That is crazy dope. I'm glad he came up from the lab to take a breather and jump in on dear old dad's interview. But what's up, Andrew? But anyway, new up on the horizon. So I'm working on a couple of projects for Elect, one that's like really deep and almost done. Just we're in the middle of the mixing, so I'm working with this producer named Malix. He's I think he won a Grammy for doing some engineering work for one of the Marshall Mathers records for Eminem. Nice. So it was just really dope. I've known him for decades. Me and him kind of came up in the hip hop scene in Dallas back in the 90s, but good dude, good family man. So me and him kind of reconnected back in like 2013, and we just started kind of playing around with some stuff, and we kind of put it on the back burner, and then we came back to it recently and kind of updated some of the joints, and he's a producer as well as an engineer, so he just kind of went in and started doing this thing to just really elevate these tracks and these lyrics. So yeah, we're about a couple songs into the mixing and the mastering, and we're hoping to get this sucker finished up by summertime and probably dropped early fall-ish. So
word up.
Yeah, so it'll be dope.
So whenever you put it out, You definitely got to let me know. I'm gonna go out. Well, actually, you don't have to let me know because I follow you, so I'm just gonna find out that it's out there anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and pick that joint up. Gonna put it. Absolutely gotta put it on the show, and I would love for you to come back at that time to talk a little bit about it, be able to promote yourself a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got a question from here by Andrea Ford. She says, "Which musician would you like to collaborate with? Well, which musician would you like to collaborate with next?"
Ooh. So one collaboration. Oh, go ahead.
I'm assuming. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm assuming this is one of those. Pick anybody in the world type of questions. Like you can, if your dream collaboration type of thing.
Yeah. So I mean, multiple people. So a dream collaboration for me right now would be Kiefer from Stone's Throw. That would be so dope. That would be so dope. Another really dope collaboration would be, working with Hiatus Coyote. They're a group out of, I think, New Zealand or Australia. They're crazy dope. I think they did they're kind of jazz and funk, a little bit of neo soul. I think they did one song with Q-Tip, and he got to rap with them. So I'm like, I want to rap with y'all too. I want to rap. I'm right here. Call me up. So
yeah, Pumpkin Patch says Odyssey. He thinks that would be a good,
that would
good
be
collab for you.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect. So that's a good call out, because Odyssey, I have a lot of respect for him, because I feel like, as a spiritual person that he is, with a whole different faith than what I have, he presents his faith in the same way that I feel like I present mine. And I feel like, my brothers in Deep Space Five, we did, it's not preachy. It's not, I'm not trying to convert you to what I'm doing, but it's my whole life is consumed by it. It's just a part of it. So, and music is a part of my life. So I'm sharing what, what my life looks like in my music. And he is so dope at it, so talented, just ridiculous. I've seen him live a couple times, and he's a good dude too. He's hella down to earth. There's a lot of people with that skill level that would be just kind of a-holes, but he's not one of them. So that would be a dope collaboration for sure. Yeah,
I think it would. I think you guys would actually mesh really, really well together, especially the styles, the musical styles that you guys have. I think they would complement each other really, really well. But I tell you,
and fun fact is he's from DC. I grew up in Maryland, so it's like, so have to listening to his songs, and he'll start shouting out, Maryland, Virginia, DC, that whole area, and just different Montgomery County, all these different, Prince George's, he'll just throw out this stuff that I remember from my childhood, and I'm like, what's up? For sure, I'd love to take it back to, East Coast on it. So
now you did take it back to East Coast. From the research that I've done, I've seen that you rock with one of the MCs that MCs/producers that I really, really, really do respect, and that was the boy Rob Giano. So can you tell us? Rob. Can you tell? I mean, so you not only were you a featured MC on the song, but you also did some saxophone on it, right? Tell us a little bit tell us a little bit about that situation.
Man, that was a while back. So I didn't even know who Rob Giano was, but I did a show in Alaska. I've only been in Alaska one time. I went to Wasilla, Alaska for a music festival, and so I rocked out there. They brought me out there to do that. That must have been maybe 2006 or 7. And the promoter, one of her favorite rappers was Rob. And so she put me on to him, and then he was like, yeah, I know who you are. And then we just kind of connected from that. And then he sent me some of his music, and I was like, yo, you're really dope. And then he was like, well, I got this project I'm working on. I'd love to have you on this song. And I think the song I'm on was actually produced by S1, who is mega large right now. This is back before he got, platinum records and Grammys for working with Kanye West. But it was it was his beat, and he's a homie of mine too, because he's here in Dallas. But but yeah, like it was a nasty beat he produced, back then. And then, Rob had a couple verses on it. He left a little spot right in the middle for old Civ. So of course I, did my thing. And then I was listening to, I think he had a female on the hook, and I was like, man, this would sound dope with some saxophone. So I didn't even tell him I was doing it. Like, I think I just did it and sent it back to him. He was like, yo, this is dope. So that turned out really good. Pumpkin Patch, Blue would be a good collaboration too. Blue is dope.